Let's check out Pluck Synth. Currently sounds like this. All right, so really epic. I'm not even gonna bother to pull up the EQ by Native Instruments, simply because number one, I threw it away a long time ago, but number two, these preamps EQ sound so much better. Now there's a couple of them in the family of Arturia. I'm just gonna post up the pre-1973 modeled after a Neve and just show you some of the possibilities here. One of the things I like to do just right away to kind of get a cleaner signal, obviously roll off at 300 hertz, but then because I lose information, a little bit of volume, a little bit of frequency, then I use a high shelf to kind of make up for it. And so we're just going to bring that up by 2 decibels. You'll notice that these channels are not linked right now, so we might want to do that. Let's see what this sounds like. So here's before. And introducing a little bit of analog warmth, here is after. Now you could increase the input gain to get this to react a little bit more. We could change the transformer type. Let's see what that sounds like. Again, bypassed. So it's a really clean signal, as you can tell. Again, we can use this in left-right mode. We can use this in mid-side mode as well. We have the bypass, the history tab, lots of great stuff here. So that's a winner in my estimation. So we'll come back to this in a second. I just want to work on percussion number 1 using another one of the preamps called the Pre-D76. I actually like this a lot. The color and character is pretty nice. It's fairly simple to use too. I know it might look a little bit esoteric, but it's really not. All I did was I took the high tone and just raised it all the way up till I liked the sound of it. And then, you know, after that, I just took the low tone and kind of found a balance. But here, listen to this with. And without. So there's a lot of life that goes into it here. Let me just show you the high tone. Here's all the way down. So it's one of those things that kind of creeps in slowly, but eventually makes its way in. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I really dig that sound. Again, you can use mid-side capability, a lot of the usual suspects, and it looks like there's a high, medium, and low LED sensitivity. I'm not sure if that's just for looks or not, but there it is. We got the ability to switch phase just in case you need that. Sometimes, you know, it's not a bad idea just to flip the phase of one of the channels or both, and just to see what happens. You know, does the mix sound a little bit tighter? Does it not? That's a whole kind of area of study as well. But here's before. Overall, I really like that character. I think it sounds really authentic. It really enriches the sound, and I'm all about it. Let's see here. Let's go to Pluck Synth again. So we're coming back, but this time we're working with delay. Arturia offers 3 delays. I'm just going to use 2 here, and I'm particularly using these 2 because they just sound really, really awesome. But when we listen to the same source that we've been listening to, here's what we have with Memory Brigade. Check it out. So I'm not sure if you're hearing all that washed quality. Things are weaving in and out. I absolutely adore this sound. I think it sounds incredible. Here's without it. Again, still nice, just not particularly making an impression. So this to me has a great character to it. And then in a very different kind of way, Delay Eternity has some controls that I really dig, and you have ping pong capability, you know, moving the delay left and right. Take a listen to this. So a lot of character in that delay. I just really like how open it sounds, and it's like just such a great ally in this musical journey. I want the tools to be simple. I want to be able to plug and play. You know, I want it to come out of the box, and I just want to move with it. You know, I've mentioned it before, but if it's too challenging, I'm not saying that everybody will fall, but I think a big percentage of a lot of individuals that have a lot of potential, you know, they just they're not willing to take it that extra mile. So I think the entry level to some of these tools um, should be a little bit easier. Not saying that the barrier to entry should be nothing. Of course, it should cost something on top of the money that we're investing. If you really want it, you're willing to take the time. It's just I don't think it should take 2 weeks, 6 months, whatever. I think that we're at a place where the technology is affordable enough, and we've been doing this long enough where we can bring all of our collective knowledge together and really make this work. Replica XT by Native Instruments, phenomenal. It's actually really great, but it might be over the top. It might give too much color. I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. So let me solo this. One of the things I love about it is just how easy it is. I love the visual component. So I'm going to choose a dotted eighth note, so I could just choose that there. And this is not a resizable GUI. This one is not either. I'm just checking GUIs. I thought these I could resize though. Yeah, you could resize these. I'm not sure if you can. Does not look like it. Okay, so let's listen to just the dotted eighth. Okay, so that is good. Left-hand side here, we can saturate the delay, can create, a low-high cut to filter out some of the high-end brittle stuff. But then here where it says effects, I can add, let's say, a modulation sort. Let's add a phaser. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so that's adding a lot of that. Maybe if we just added a bit, it could really be interesting. I don't like being heavy-handed when I mix and stuff like that, so that's not great for me. But let's see some of these other sources. It looks like we have a pitch shifter. Let's check that one out. So again, very cool, but also very out there. So I'm not sure the application there. I love tools and I love, gadgets, but at the end of the day, I need to have something that I could depend on and something that's easy to use. So I'm going to put this one on the back burner. Really like these tools. Can't wait to show you more about them in time. But that's the delays. Great stuff there. What else do I got for you guys? Let's go with bittersweet percussion. Let's talk about a little bit of reverb, and then we'll finish off with EQ and auto filters. So when I look at the drum beat per se, here is what we have. Dry, check it out. We have bus processing, we've established that, but maybe we want to make the drums a little bit wet. When I say the drums, I particularly mean the topper. Some would think that was good enough, but sometimes just adding a little bit of cream to the pie is really what does it. Check it out. So I love that I can control the width of the reverb. We have the wet, dry blend, which is absolutely amazing. And the decay time can be controlled as well. We have some model types, so punchy, modern, and then the classic. I'll stay with the classic. So here's before. Sounds okay. Here's after. I love it. Sounds absolutely mean. If you're going to go down the Native Instruments route, I believe they offer this in the top tier, but you'll get something like this. They also have another reverb called Raum, R-A-U-M, but I'll just use this one for right now. Let's play with this. So a lot softer in nature. I do have that wet dry kind of off to the side, so let's raise that up a little bit. Okay, so that's obviously a problem because it sounds a little too wet, but we're going to pull back on that. And let's listen to the song with the plate plugin, and then I'll switch over to the RC48. So here we go. Yeah, a lot of character with both of those. I actually like the RC48. I love this play. I can't wait to use it on vocals and things like that. And we have different kinds of reverbs with both of these, so do check that out. I will say that the Arturia stuff is sounding really good. They also have a great spring reverb as well, and then a kind of hybrid reverb in intensity, which I will be covering sometime later. Okay, we're going to finish it off here, and we're going to talk about synth number 2. And I'm just applying a little bit of EQ, as I said before, and a little bit of auto filters. Now, Native Instruments doesn't have an auto filter per se, so we're not going to demo that. And again, I much favor Arturia's EQ. Again, Native Instruments has one EQ from what I remember, but I just like this one a lot better. So this is the one I'm going to demo for now. Sounds very nice, has a nice color to it. Let's take a listen. Here's before. And here is after. Okay, let's listen with the mix. Here's before. All right, let's turn on Citral. Here we go. You see how we're able to bring out the sound while not necessarily increasing the volume too much. So all we're doing here is, if we look, we're creating a roll-off at 230. We're adding some warmth at 300, okay? And then here at 1.5, adding 4 decibels of frequency. Here on the right-hand side, it looks like we're adding, what is that? That's set to, 10K, 9 decibels. And so obviously this, we're adding a little bit here, a little bit there. And then I pulled back on the output in order to get some balance there. Now this is interesting. I've never seen an auto gain. So it says here, compensate, approximate the applied EQ curves to maintain equivalent perceived levels. So that's really interesting. I did have that off, but cool that there's an auto gain in an EQ. I've never even seen that feature. Far right, you have a character knob that allows you to go from original to alternative. So EQs are amazing. I especially love the transparent ones that really, don't make too much of an imprint. But, here's the overall sound of everything we've done up until this point. Check it out. All right, the very last thing I want to do that I thought would be a great way to end is to talk about the filters. Now, Native Instruments doesn't have any of these filters, so it's not a fair game in that way, but it would be a disservice to not show you these filters. And this is, again, why I believe this is a stronger product for beginners and hobbyists, people that maybe don't want to spend a bunch of time reading a bunch of manuals, but they just want to kind of learn, make music, perhaps pitch their music and create a side business, whatever the case may be. Maybe you want to take it to the top, conquer the mountain. you're going to need tools. You're going to need things that make your life a little bit easier. And so I love filters, and specifically auto filters, for that reason. So I'm going to turn on filter M12 top left here, and look at what happens to the signal. And I guess I should probably isolate it so you really know what we're listening for. Check it out. So that's pretty cool, right? In the context of the song, we got this. You gotta love that kind of stuff. That's like some of my favorite stuff. The filter SEM sounds like this. Now remember, before it sounds like this. What a phenomenal sound. All the magic that's happening in here. Looks like we have a VCF, an envelope controller, LFO. Let's hear that again. Sounds absolutely amazing. And finally, we have a mini filter, Moog emulation. Let's check this one out. Okay, let's play this out with the Moog. Here, the world of effects. My favorite part of producing. It's what allows me to separate myself from you and every other composer in the world. We all have the same tools. They're all fairly affordable. It's a matter if we're going to make the sacrifices necessary in order to get there. So if you have any questions, please hit us up. Please let us know what you think. And thank you so much for working with me here. I know this is a never-ending journey, and questions continue, and we keep on working and we keep chipping away. But I think really the big takeaway here is, which effects am I actually going to use? If I could go back again from when I first started almost 8 years ago now, I would have bought 1 or 2 major suites and I would have stuck with them over time. Now, of course, I probably would have aggregated various tools depending on projects and such, but I have inside information and experience that I didn't have 8 years ago. So if you're looking for something, please demo the products, rent to own, do what you have to do, make sure you make the right decision, and I will catch you in the next video. All right.